once when what the Undertaker said to Gunther on a podcast. I'll explain what happens to them. But now they're acting like a bunch of goons and cucks. You know what I'm saying? Over the fans that started to hate them and dislike them. Let's go see what they're talking about because uh, Detroit has something to say to, at least the congregation. I think Detroit has something to say to the congregation.
New wrestling world order. Detroit is here. I want to have a conversation, a essay, might I add, about having a little bit of understanding and respect for the environment and the people that put you where you may be standing today. Not one human being on this planet is a monolith. Not one person makes $1 million without someone sacrificing $1. Not one person equates just a little bit of fame if someone doesn't recognize them or celebrate them for something that they are doing, that person admires, that person loves, that person appreciates, and they present to you their admiration, their joy, their happiness, and they want you to do it over and over and over again. These are the simple little things that we don't realize that puts people at a certain plateau where they can take on the category of famous, where they can take on the category of celebrity, where they can take on the element of vanity. And I want to say this first. The business of professional wrestling is a vanity-driven business. Once you understand that, to the future wrestlers of the WWE, to the future wrestlers of AEW, to the future wrestlers of New Japan, to the future wrestlers of TNA, to the future wrestlers of the NWA, to the future wrestlers of all wrestling across the world and the United States. I want you to understand that this is a vanity-driven business. Those words must be said for you to understand what we are going to address now. Ladies and gentlemen, we got a fuck boy named Gunther and another cuck by the name of Mark Calloway, PKA, publicly known as the Undertaker, aka also known as the American Badass, aka the Dead Man. One of the most celebrated men in the business of professional wrestling, not just here in the United States, but across the world. And here's Gunther entering the WWE. For a few years now, he has gained fame, admiration, love, and support to all of the professional wrestlers and professional wrestling. That's their guy. It's Gunther. That's their guy. That's the guy that they go, that's a wrestler's wrestler. He gets it. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to tell you, Gunther does not get it. And Gunther and The Undertaker does not respect you. You may think that I'm reaching at this moment. Hear me loud and hear me clear. I might be a little bit under the weather, but I'm 100% of clear thought in mind when I'm about to tell you and present to you nothing but the facts. Gunther says, Gunther was on the Undertaker's podcast, that he stabbed his friend Matt in the back for 2 podcasts with his wife over at WWE. And there's nothing wrong with that. That conversation we'll have on Thursday. But today we want to talk about Undertaker and Gunther. We got a 2-for-1 special today here on Tuesdays, ladies and gentlemen. Coming to the restaurant, we got a 2-for-1 special. 2 cucks on 1 plate. You pick which one you want to eat first. And the bitch named Gunther is on the Undertaker's podcast, and they're talking about career and life and getting along and all of the fake laughter between those two. With the Undertaker's wife that looks like a dry-ridden sheep, like a shaved sheep sitting beside him. And they get to the point where they start talking about fandom. That, you know, when you're famous, people take pictures of you from across the street. You're at events for your children. You just want to be there for your children. We keep going and talking about these things that can be understandable. And then Gunther, it's very clear, and then Gunther, disrespectful and clearly says, I was at a meet and greet. Let me frame that perfectly for you as the helicopters go overhead. Gunther says there was an organized meet and greet. And he says this woman comes up to him and she takes her picture. I guess she gets an autograph. She gives him a hug or whatever it is. And the woman says to Gunther, I drove 9 hours or so to come see you. I want you guys to sit on that. The woman drove 9.5 hours, not to stalk him at an airport, not to stand in front of the arena and hope to get a picture of him. Didn't go and play some weird stalker shit and show up to his house. Didn't write him unnecessary letters. She went to a WWE organized meet and greet. And after she got her picture and her hug and her autograph, she said to Gunther, I drove 9 hours plus to come see you. And Gunther, with that shitty grin on his face, smirks and laughs and says to her, you should have done that. I appreciate you, but never do that again. You should be doing something better with your time that benefits you. This was a waste of time and life. Let me repeat what Gunther said to the woman. He said, I appreciate you for driving the 9 hours, but you should do something better with your life, with your time that benefits you. Telling her that what she did was a waste of time and life. And Michelle McCool, that dirty shaved sheep, has the nerve to say, that's amazing, and then begins laughing. And Undertaker is laughing too. And Gunther gets this beautiful smile on his face, and they're all just in this bundle of joy moment. And this is where I have to point out something very important by you telling that woman that she wasted her life, that she wasted her time, driving 9 hours to come see, or not at no unorganized event. She probably had to drive 9 hours, park her car, get something to eat, go to the organized venue, probably wait online another 3 to 4 hours to get an autograph with you and probably after paying that gas money, had to probably pay $300 or $400 just to get an autograph, a hug, and a picture from you.
Hold on, man. Hold on. I ain't fucking done with this yet. I ain't done with this yet, man. What you doing, YouTube?
A WWE fan, do something better with your life. Forget what brings her joy. Forget what brings her happiness. Forget the fact that she has taken her time to celebrate you, to honor your work, to put you on a plateau where you can have a better life because the money she spent on your t-shirts, on the WWE tickets, that the money that she spends on Peacock, the money that she'll probably be spending on ESPN, the money that she spends on Netflix, the money that she spends on Celestial Cable, just to watch you 3 to 4 times a week. You have the nerve to tell her to do something better with her life because you think it was the responsible thing to do. Let me not add, ladies and gentlemen, this is the man who said, I didn't get into wrestling to be famous. My goal was never the WWE. That sounds sweet. Let's read in between the fucking lines now. You and Kaiser, you know him since 2007, 2008. You guys drove up and down. We talked about when Gunther was overweight and had green hair, ladies and gentlemen, looking crazy in the ring, driving up and down Germany, driving up and down Austria, driving up and down Europe. I guess he was driving about 8 hours, 9 hours, 12 hours to wrestle for maybe 20 pounds and a hot dog in Europe, right? You went and drove from district to district, country to country, all over Europe, Austria, and Germany, because you wanted people to recognize your wrestling ability work. Ladies and gentlemen, that is vanity. Remember what I said at the beginning of this? That professional wrestling is a vanity-driven business. All of entertainment is a vanity-driven business. All of YouTube is a vanity-driven business. All of Instagram is a vanity-driven media service, social media service. All of TikTok, Twitter, all of the social medias are based off of vanity. You want someone to identify the words that you were saying, whether to push the culture forward or just simply for yourself. These are all vanity-driven entities. And here's Gunther telling a woman who drove 9+ hours to come see you, who bought a ticket, who after bought the ticket probably had to pay just to get that picture and autograph with you. And you have the nerve to tell her, do something better with your life because it's the responsible thing to do. Where was your mommy and daddy? Where was mama and papa? To tell you, do something better with your life, Gunther. Work for the government, work for the states, work for the nation of Austria. Help push our country forward. No, you went into the #1 vanity-driven business in the world. You want people to cheer and boo and acknowledge you, but you got the nerve to say you don't want to be famous. That you're not chasing fame. Then quit the WWE and go work for some factory. You won't do that, will you? You got to say too. You used to be a fat bastard, if I'm correct. Why don't you go work at Via la Mama down in Austria? Why don't you go work for Aspen Durham? That's a great bakery. Why don't you go work for what's that other one I can't? Derman in Austria. Why don't you go work there? There's no fame there. You like eating bakeries. You cracked the joke and Undertaker cracked the joke how they make fun of you eating all the chocolates. Why don't you go work for Fahrenheit? You won't go do that. You won't go do that because the people won't see you. You'll just be a peckerwood and apron, unidentified and forgotten about. Please, boss, but goes to shoot. That's what you would be. You won't go work for that Anka Bakery, will you? These are all places in Austria, ladies and gentlemen. You won't go work for House for Baka. You won't go work there. Because then you wouldn't be famous. Then that vanity that you were consistently fulfilling and identifying within yourself through the people of the WWE universe, you then won't get that love and admiration that you seek and desire. You won't go work there. You won't go work there. Because you wouldn't get ego stroked. Because when you said that to that woman, that was you stroking your ego. Now here's the bigger issue with Undertaker and Michelle McCool, that dirty shaved sheep of a woman sitting up there laughing. That is the WWE universe. These people made lifetime investments and commitments and love and trust with you and the rest of the WWE superstars in the WWE, from NXT all the way up to the SmackDown and Raw main rosters. These people identified you and loved you and all those individuals. Where were the WWE people? Because 6 feet under with The Undertaker is no longer on a separate channel where he stabs his boy Mac in the back, Mr. Mark Calloway. No, it's now on the WWE YouTube channel. Where is the individuals in the WWE? Where are the producers? Where are the executives? Where are the agents? And where is Triple H? Where is Nick Khan to say, do not put that piece of content in the goddamn show? Edit that section out. That hurts the WWE audience because now we know that Gunther doesn't respect the fans. They want to talk about kayfabe and protecting the business and not pulling back the curtain. Yet you're doing a podcast pulling back the curtain of professional wrestling. Undertaker, you American cocksucker, you American gobble queen, and you and that criminal of a wife you're sitting next to is co-signing everything Gunther is saying. It's different. Forgive me, I'm a little bit sick today, but it's different. When you're talking about fans running up on you in airports or restaurants, or when you're with your kids, that's different. We're talking about an organized event by the WWE where it's a meet and greet so you can meet the people who put you on a fucking pedestal. And then you laugh and say to her, and say to Michelle McCool and The Undertaker, cuck and cuck queen. Oh, she looked a little hurt, but I thought it was responsible to do. Wow. So you're not chasing fame. You also say in reality, I would love for no one to know me. Why don't you go take yourself to Optimus and work in an engineering factory? Why don't you take yourself to Linden and work in that factory? Why don't you take yourself to Rosenbach and go work in those factories? That's where nobody will know you. Those are all places in Austria. That's where people, that's where people will not know who you are. In your words, I would love for no one to know me. Yet, you're sitting in front of one of the most famous WWE wrestlers of all time. You're an attention-seeking fame whore and have been one of the biggest vanity-driven businesses in the world. And you say I would love for no one to know me. Why don't you quit today and leave the WWE? Don't go work on the indie scenes. Don't go talk about how you're a multi-time WWE champion. Forget that you ever existed and remove yourself from the product, because that train of thought that you have is what can destroy the WWE market. Even if you feel that way, there's something beautiful we got here in America. It's called learn how to shut the fuck up. Because you are completely damaging the property. Look at your hero, ladies and gentlemen. The Undertaker, the Dead Man, the Phenom, Mark Calloway. And look at the other hero, ladies and gentlemen, Gunther, laughing at you. Then you get people like CM Punk who get upset when the fans say, we bought you your house. That's right. Every t-shirt, every action figure, every model.
Hold on, man. Hold the fuck on with that bullshit. YouTube is doing the same bullshit. YouTube with the same bullshit.
As a professional athlete, my equipment is very important to me.
What's in my ass? Get back to the fucking show, bitch.
Important. Those multi-million-dollar contracts is built on the people who love, support, and are obsessed, beautifully obsessed with wrestling across the board. Yes, those people bought your house, you dirty fucking Austrian.
Yep.
Yes, those people bought your ranch, Undertaker.
Yeah.
Those people, the very few who celebrated Michelle McCool, that's how you got your wife, Undertaker.
Yeah.
That's how you provide for your kids, Dead Man.
Yeah.
But you and Gunther gooning and cucking for each other, laughing at fans, while the sheep queen over there, that shaved sheep queen over there, that cuck queen, is just watching you two goon and circle jerk each other over disrespecting WWE fans. We don't want to identify that is really what they were doing. That's who we pour our money into, ladies and gentlemen. Gunther, say that to the people who spent $40,000 who went to this past SummerSlam where you wrestled to sit front row. Say that to the people who paid $5,000 per ticket. Say that to the people who spent $2,400 per ticket at SummerSlam. Say that to the people who fly from around the world. Oh, you was at WrestleMania, right? You wrestled Jey Uso. Did people from Austria not show up to wrestle, to watch you wrestle? The most global audience in the world. Did people from Germany not show up to watch you wrestle? Austrians. He just told you to go fuck yourself. You shouldn't have traveled 12 hours to the United States to come to Sin City and watch him wrestle at WrestleMania against Jey Uso this past year. The people of Germany, I think I said Austria, right? The people of Austria and Germany, you traveled 12 hours to get to the United States, spent 3 to 4 days at meet and greets when you went into that WWE shopping center. People of Austria and Germany, when you bought your ridiculously priced tickets, when you spent $3,000 to $4,000 to come to my country, the United States. Do you realize he just told you do something better with your life? Do you realize he just told you that that this was a waste of time? But yet he stands in front of 60, 70,000 people, breathing in every reaction from the goons and the chairs.
Why?
People of Europe, did you not get on a plane and come to WrestleMania 41 in Sin City and identify and recognize and celebrate Gunther? He just said, do something better with your life that benefits you. How about them sharing their joy of what you are doing and what they help you accomplish? Excuse me. What about that being joyful? One of the greatest blessings in the world is for one human being to share their joy with another human being. And you spend a whole show and you laugh at it. And shame on the WWE team, shame on all of the WWE executives, shame on Nick Khan, shame on Triple H, and shame on the Undertaker. You protect the business so much, you forgot to protect the most important part of the business, the fucking fans. You were so big on this dead emulation of kayfabe. You were so on protecting the professional wrestling business that the most important element to protect is the fans. But you sat there, gooning when Gunther said it. You became the edge lord. You was holding that comeback and jerking off some more and holding that comeback, gooning and edging. And here's Gunther, gooning and edging. You two were just circle jerking each other, hands on each other's dicks, going back and forth. And the Cup Queen, Michelle McCool, sat there and laughed at it and said, "This is amazing." That might have been one of the most disrespectful things WWE has allowed what you guys and some people call one of the great ones, and what some people call the future great, to do to that woman. That is shameful. Because if you do that to one, you do that for all. That beautiful paycheck you get every Tuesday, Gunther, is because of women like her. That house that you live in is because of women like her. The luxury to put your nose in the air and emotionally shit on people. That stability that comes from her sacrificing her time, her wallet. I guess you think all of us are wasting our time when we watch Monday Night Raw.
Yep.
I guess you think all of us can be doing something better with our lives when we're watching SmackDown, right?
Yep.
I guess you think everybody can be doing something better with themselves if they're watching a 2-hour product.
Yep.
I guess we should be doing something better with our lives when we were watching you at WrestleMania.
Uh-huh.
You know, I'll leave you all with this. They always say you should never meet your heroes. And on this day, I'm going to say, meet each and every last one of the people, the men and women you call a fucking hero, and identify who they really are. Because you truly might be celebrating the person who would piss on you if you was on fire. They wouldn't save your life in a crash car. They wouldn't sacrifice themselves to make sure that you are safe. No, they would not. Meet every last one of your heroes. that you should realize they're not worth your time anymore. New wrestling world order. Get Undertaker, cup number 1, and get Gunther, cup number 2, the fuck out of the new wrestling world order restaurants. They don't get no more tables. Don't invite these motherfuckers to the cookout. And the next time I see one of these two motherfuckers, it's gonna be in front of the congregation. And Undertaker, you take that little shaved sheep of a wife of yours and you teach her how to shut the fuck up. Because if you was truly about protecting the business, you would 100% learn how to protect the greatest product and entity that makes WWE a multi-billion-dollar business. And that is the fans.
All right, we hear first from Dietrich Davis from the New Wrestling World Order. Okay, spoke a lot of what he had to say about what Undertaker had told Gunther. Podcast. Hey, 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 go.
Oh, you're live.
Yeah, I'm about to do a live show based on wrestling. I got to catch up with you later. See, hey, YouTube viewers, know my little nephew Ashton Blackmon. This is him. Hey, Ashley, say hello to them.
Hi.
Hey, you viewers knew he's the son of Ashley Blackmon, and he's a student. About to get with me. See what Malaya's doing.
Alright. Malaya?
Yeah, you want to see what Malaya's doing?
Oh, she's not doing nothing.
Oh,
She's in the living room with them.
yeah. About to go finish this live stream. Come on.
I know how to play baton.
Yeah.
Baton.
Yeah. What might want to be some time to play? You'll be okay with it. I gotta go finish this live stream off. I'll catch you later. Hey, viewers only saw my little nephew. Now I'm about to finish this live show. We'll do another video without him, and we'll take some time. Let me finish the screen. I know it's like rated TVMA, but now it's be suitable for the young ones. You know what I'm saying? We'll do another live show was already don't involve kids. So if I'll find out, see y'all another video, probably this weekend, so I'll do it when at least there's no bounce music being played and no R&B music being played.